Hi guys, it's Tuesday. Hope you're all doing well. As you have seen on your daily home learning sheet today, we are going to do some new learning in maths. We are going to do something we haven't learnt before. So today we are going to require extra sapphire power from you and extra grit power from you to see if you can have a go at doing something from home that you haven't done in school before. So we are going to try and take it really slowly. Remember that if you want to pause the video, you can at any point. If you want to rewind the video to hear any other steps repeated, you can do that. And if you feel at any point you think you've got it and you're ready to do the questions that have been set for you, then you can stop it at any time. Our learning objective today is to multiply fractions by integers. Now, if you've seen the examples on the sheet that was sent home, you may have an idea of what that looks like. But I am going to do a mixture of photographs and videos in this lesson today to talk you through how we are going to multiply fractions by integers. And hopefully, at some point during this video, or maybe after you've watched this video, or after you've discussed it with your adults at home, you will feel a little bit more confident about being able to do that. And because it's a new learning objective, we're going to take it really slowly and we are going to focus on this for the rest of the week. We're going to do some fluency, we're going to do lots of repetition, and then we're going to move on to do some problem solving and some word problems as well. So there's going to be lots of opportunities for challenge, but also lots of opportunities for revision as well. So, hope you're ready. Hope you've got your pen and your pencil ready. Here we go. So, if you are wondering what an integer is, it is the mathematical term for any number that is a whole number. So because we are mathematicians, we are going to use the proper mathematical vocabulary for whole numbers. So whole numbers could be anything from 4, it could be 17, it could be 103, it could be 31, it could be 4,037,617. It can even be as low as 0. Okay, so they are numbers that don't have any additional decimals or fractions. They are whole amounts. So when you hear me say the word integer today, I am talking about whole numbers. Okay, so let's start with our first question. We are going to start with 1/3 times by 2. So this is my fraction, and we are multiplying fractions by our integer. So our integer in this calculation is 2. So here I have showed you that this is my whole, and this is 3/3. And as we know, 3/3 equals 1 whole. So I'm going to take this away for a second, and I've got my 3/3 here. Now I am multiplying 1/3 by 2. So if I was to multiply 1/3 and I was to times that by 2, I'm doubling it. Again, I put those together, so bring back my whole to show you. How many thirds do I have now? I have 1, 2/3. So my answer for 1/3 times 2 is 2/3. Now what I want you to notice as I go through this, that our denominator stays the same. We are still working with thirds, but we are multiplying the number of thirds we have. So we are going to be multiplying our numerator by our integer. Okay, let's try another one. So if you have a pencil and some paper, see if you can have a go at doing this one with me at home. We are going to multiply 2/4 by 2. So I'm again showing you this visually. This purple rod here is my 1 whole, and these white rods show quarters. Now we are dealing with quarters, so to make 1 whole we need 4 quarters. As we learnt yesterday, if the numerator is the same as the number in the denominator space, we have 1 whole amount. Now we are going to look at 2/4. So we have got 2/4 here, and we are multiplying that by 2. When we multiply by 2, we double. So we need double the amount of quarters that we have. So here we have another 2/4. So we're going to put those together, and how much do we have now? How many quarters? We have 4 quarters. We have 1 whole. So 2/4 times by 2 is 4 quarters. So remember, our denominator stays the same. We are multiplying the number of quarters we have by 2, which means 2 times 2 is 4. And as we can see here, that is equivalent to 1 whole. If you are able to keep up with me, well done. It's only our second question. And if you even managed to get the answer before I wrote it down, that's even more impressive. So let's see if we can now do a slightly more difficult one. Okay, let's try another one. Let's see if we can get this one right. This question is 1/6 times 5. So if you think you can have a go at answering that, see if you can write it down now, and then I'm going to go through how I would answer this, and then we can see if you got the right answer. 1/6 times 5. So here is my whole, and here are my sixths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know that 6 sixths make 1 whole. So 1/6 times 5, there's 3 different ways we could say this. We could say that's 1/6 5 times. We could say that's 5 groups of 1/6. Or we could show it as repeated addition. So we could say we've got 1/6 add 1/6 add 1/6 add 1/6 add 1/6. So if you know how to add fractions, that may make things a little bit clearer for you. Now, I know at home you don't have these Cuisenaire rods. I've borrowed them from school. So another way you could do it is by drawing out your sixths. Now, I've drawn 5 because our integer is 5. I've drawn 5 rectangles, and I have divided them into sixths because our denominator tells us how many our whole is divided into. So if you colour in 1/6 of each rectangle, that's 1/6. And then we've got this 5 times. So I'm trying really hard to film and colour at the same time. Sorry, it's a little bit shaky. 3, 4, 5. So how many sixths have I coloured in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've coloured in 5, 6. Now I know some of you might be thinking, but there's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30 pieces. Is it not 5 out of 30? No, it's definitely 5, 6. So another way I can show that this is true is by changing the boxes that I've coloured in. So for example, if I take this one and I rub it out, and rather than colour in this box, I'm going to colour in this box. So I've still got 5 sixths coloured in. I've just coloured in nothing on this rectangle and 2 on this one. Now, if I was to rub out this one, and rather than colour in this one, I'm going to colour in this one, I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sixths coloured in. I've just changed the boxes. Let's take this one and colour in this one instead. And you've guessed it, if I take this one and colour in this one instead, you can see that I've coloured in 5 out of my 6 boxes. So the answer was 5 sixths. So well done if you got that one right at home. We're going to do one more, and then I'm going to do a hinge question. And if you get the hinge question right, you are ready to do the work that I've set you today. And if you didn't get the hinge question right, that's absolutely fine. It means you've tried really hard, and we can have a go at this again tomorrow. Okay, so get ready for the next question. Okay, Year 5, well done for getting this far. This is our last question before our hinge to see how well that you have understood multiplying fractions by integers. So our last question is 1/5 times by 7. So I'm just going to put a box around that. Oh, that's a really bad box. Oh my goodness. Sorry, children. That's me trying to film and talk and draw at the same time. Didn't work out. I need to try that again. Okay, so 1/5 times 7. Now, I want you to finish this sentence for me at home. I know that 5/5 equals 1 whole. So, if I'm looking for 7/5, if I'm looking for 1/5 7 times, or you could say 7 groups of 1/5, or you could say it's 1/5 out of 5th 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 out of 5th. What am I going to get? Am I going to get an answer more than 1 or less than 1? Have a little think if you can finish that sentence. I've got another example here to show you. Here's my 1 whole. Here's my 5/5, 5/5 equals 1 whole. And I want 7. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/5 here. Can you see what that is equal to? What that is equivalent to? If you want to pause the video and have a look, that's a really good idea. But I want you to have a go at writing the answer down when you think you know it. See if you can write the answer down before I do. Okay, so we've got 1/5 7 times. Now remember, the denominator stays the same. Okay, it also tells us how many our whole is divided into. So I'm going to colour in 7/5. And I'm going to try and do this as neatly as I can through the camera. 1, 2, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5, 6/5, 7/5. How many whole rectangles have I coloured in? I've coloured in 1 whole, and I've coloured in 2/5 of this whole. So there's 2 ways you can answer this question. I want you to give me an answer as an improper fraction, and I also want you to give me an answer as a mixed number. This is why we revised it yesterday. This is why I wanted you to practice that yesterday, because I wanted your answers as improper fractions and mixed numbers today. So you could say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/5. So one answer is 7/5. That's absolutely correct. Well done if you had that. Or you could say we have 1 whole, because I know that 5/5 is 1 whole. So if you've got more than 5/5, you're going to end up with more than 1. So you could say I've got 1 whole and 2/5. Both fantastic answers. And if you'd like a challenge today, you could give me your answer as a decimal. And fifths, how many 5s go into 100? The answer is 20. So 1/5 is 0.20. So 2/5 would be 0.40, and we've got 1 whole. So as a decimal today, it would be 1.4 or 1.40. So a little challenge for some of you today. Okay, we're going to do a hinge question, and let's see if you can get the hinge question right. And then I want you to have a go at this 8 questions on your home distance learning sheet. Okay, last one. Ready? Get ready. Okay, year 5. You've reached the end of the video. We are now at the hinge question. If you get this right, I am going to be super impressed that you are able to multiply fractions by integers, considering about 10 minutes ago we had never done this before. Okay, this is your hinge question. 1/7 times 4. I want you to have an answer in your head before I show you the multiple choice answers. And if you see the answer that's in your head, then I want you to stick with it and see if you get it right. Okay, 1/7 4 times. 1/7 add 1/7 add 1/7 add 1/7. If you want to do repeated addition. Okay, right, and let's see. Is it A, 4/7? Is it B, 1/28? Is it C, 4/28? Or D, I do not know yet, so I may go back and watch the video again, or I may see if I can have an adult to help me. Okay, the answer is, finger in the camera. Ooh. The answer is A. Well done, I've got that right. Okay, here's your whole. I've split it into sevenths, and I want 1/7, and I want to do that 4 times. You can colour in any 4 of your choice, and that shows clearly it's 4/7. If you said B, you've multiplied the denominator by the integer. You've times 7 by 4. Now remember, the denominator stays the same, always. Okay, if you said C, you have times the numerator by 4, but you've also times the denominator by 4. Now 4/28 is a very different amount to 4/7. Okay, if I was to show here, this is split into sevenths. if I just rub this out very quickly, okay, this is my fantastic computer skills. There we go. If I split this into 28ths, I need to split this 4 ways. Okay, so now I have one whole split into 28 pieces, and 4 28ths looks like that. It's a very small amount. It's a lot smaller than 4/7. Okay, so remember the denominator stays the same. Okay, have a go at the 8 questions that I have sent you home today. The answers are on the Year 5 WordPress website, or send me a photo of your work and I'm happy to mark it. Okay, good luck guys, and tomorrow we're going to carry on with this. So I will be seeing you then. See you soon. Bye. Well done for completing today's maths task, children. That's new learning. And if you were able to have a go at that at home, that is awesome. That's really, really impressive. So well done. I'm super proud of you for watching the whole video and having a go. Don't forget you can send us a photo of your maths if you want to show off. You can go onto the WordPress site and check your answers and get them marked. Or if you want us to mark them, give us an email and we'll get back to you. See you tomorrow.